WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It is Tuesday, February. That's a hard one to say.
Are you
February? February.
It's the second month of the year, Bob.
Yeah. What day is it? Is it the 9th?
The 5th.
Oh, it's the 5th.
Tuesday.
5th. I had an old boyfriend
February
who was
5th,
born on this day.
2019.
Happy birthday, George. I just remembered. I don't remember birthdays at all. For some reason, I remember George Dudley's birthday. At any rate,
okay.
I hope I haven't outed him in public.
I can't remember my wife's birthday, so I'm in trouble.
Oh, Bob,
all
he's
the
just
time.
a friend.
Oh, he's a friend.
What you said afterwards caused problems.
Oh.
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. That's the voice of JPEG, Luca, Trusty, Lusty, Dusty, Musty, Crusty, and well-modulated sidekick. Yes. And
I appreciate the coffee, Bob.
Oh, thank you. I almost dropped it. It's a little rainy out. You got to be careful. It just started to rain as I was coming in, and there's a little sheen on the sidewalk.
In most places around Greater Westfield, it's hovering around freezing, so if it looks like black ice, it probably is black ice. Be careful out
black
there.
ice is not black, it's just not detectable. Is that what that is?
It looks like wet roads.
Yeah, it looks like wet.
Like
it
wet.
doesn't look like ice.
I got it, yes. I would not want to be walking too far in the next half hour or so, but most folks are staying in bed, I hope, and getting their extra half hour.
What kind of nut does that?
Stay in bed?
Yeah.
Well,
a tired one.
Yeah, a tired one. I have to
retired one.
Retired one. I ain't there yet.
A retired one, because I have to stay in bed for at least 10 hours a night, which means that if I go to sleep at 6 o'clock, no, wait a minute. What time? I have to go to bed at 8 o'clock in order to get up at 5. What do I have to go to bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in order to 10 hours?
Math, Bob. It's confusing us all.
It's very early in the morning for you to do math.
It's very early in the morning for me, because on Tuesdays is the only day that I get up at 5 a.m. The rest of the time, it's at the bright hour of around 9:30 to 10 o'clock. I'm like most
so you can watch
college students. I've grown. I've become
Ryan and Kelly and Ryan, or
well, on those days I tape Kelly and Regis, and
it's Ryan.
Ryan.
It hasn't been Regis in over a decade.
Regis retired a long time ago.
Yes.
I thought he looked better than he used to.
That's funny.
I don't know. No. I do know that it's Kelly and Ryan, but at any rate, no. I watch that after I get up, and I've stopped feeling guilty when I've slept over 9:30, because I realize that health-wise, the doctors say that 10 hours of sleep is the most important that we for anyone over a certain age. So that's why I sleep 10 hours a night, except for Tuesdays when I get 5 hours a night, which jet lags me, which makes it impossible sometimes for me to stay awake in the middle of an afternoon after a 10-hour sleep. It's really complicated at any rate. Hey, I've got this woman staring at me over here, and it turns out that she is an intern from Westfield State who's going to be working with Peter. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, your name is Samantha Rideout?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Rideout. Sally Rideout. No, that was Sally. It was Sally
Ride was an astronaut. Yes.
Yeah. She was half your name.
Not even close, Bob.
What is Rideout? What kind of name is Rideout?
I want to say Scottish.
Scottish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's
Yes.
talk about the Scottish Festival this summer. Yes. Now we'll get to that
Already?
later. Yes. Actually, we have been. Yeah.
really?
There's a big Scottish festival in Northampton in
Yeah.
July.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're from what city in Massachusetts?
I'm from Wilmington, so it's like 15
Wilmington.
minutes north of Boston.
15 minutes north. Uh-huh.
Off
And
128.
now tell us why you chose Westfield State, the home of Westfield's greatest radio station, WSKB.
Yes. Well, originally I went to the University of Rhode Island. That was my first half of freshman year.
Mhm.
But that place is huge.
Yes.
And I didn't really like going to class and not seeing everyone. I didn't know anyone's face any day of the week. My cousin actually goes here to Westfield State. And so I already knew a few friends here as well. So I was like, well, Westfield's much smaller, but it's also in the same state I live in. So
Sure. And what is your chosen field of study, my friend?
English.
English. So, like me, I graduated with an English
really?
degree. Oh, sure, I did. When I got out, I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with it other than spill my coffee. Yes, see, Jay knows this. He's going to get me the coffee cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So while he gets I'm so sorry. Thank you, Jay. Samantha, you've chosen to be an English major.
Yes.
Now, I chose to be an English major because I couldn't figure out what to take back in the day. Of course, I graduated in the 60s, not the 1860s, the 1910s.
yeah.
Still, that seems like a long time ago to you, doesn't it? Oh, come on.
No,
no.
no.
Oh, no, of course not. She's just afraid I'm going to ask her some kind of awful question.
No.
So, Sam, you chose English.
Yes.
Why did you choose English? See, I chose it because I read books. And I thought, well, if I love to read, then why not be an English major? And I could speak it, the language.
Yeah, exactly.
So why did you choose?
Well, I also like to read. I've been reading since I was a kid. I've also been writing since at least third grade. I would write short poems, short stories. It's just a major that I love. Like, I like to write and read, yeah.
So I have found, thank you, Jay. Oh, look, he's got enough for me I could, in case I need a handkerchief or a stole, I could wear this around my neck. There's enough. Is
A
this toilet
stole,
paper?
Bob?
What is that?
No, that's paper
Oh,
towels.
paper towel. I thought it was toilet paper.
No.
That would be smaller.
That would be small.
That is not appropriate for sopping up beverages of that sort.
It's not. That's a word I can't.
It doesn't last
in English, the word toilet, I don't like that word. Do you like that word? What's another word that you don't like other than the?
It's very early for that.
No. What's
He does this regularly to
Yeah.
us.
No. What's a word that
I did
is there
warn
any word
Sam,
that you don't like?
I did warn Sam about you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That you're just a stream of consciousness.
No, there's a method
it,
to my madness.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, good. All right. Yes. You're liking. She's liking it. Good. Okay.
She's being polite.
Yeah. So, Sam, what's a word that you don't like other than toilet?
Commode.
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be about toilet. No, it doesn't have to be about toilet. It could be. It could be sky.
Are you doing Pivot's quiz?
No, but I just
know what I'm talking
thought
about, Bernard
that.
Pivot.
What's a word that you don't care for?
Well, I don't mind it, but I know a lot of people don't like the word moist. That's an unpopular word
Oh.
among many.
Oh, that's a very good word. Terrible word.
Yes.
I never liked the word that begins with F and ends with T. And expelling gas. I don't like to say that word for some
I
reason.
don't- yeah.
Do you know? No,
If you're in polite society, you pass gas.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna. Yeah. What about you, Jay? Is there any word that you prefer not to put in your dictionary?
I prefer not to discuss this.
Irregardless. Well, you know, that's that
like
word that nobody
irregardless.
should. You know, there's no such word as irregardless. You can say regardless. It means the same darn thing. Doesn't
That's
it?
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Irregardless, says you went to 12 years of Catholic school.
Irregardless, because all of the nuns used to say, "Here we go." Oh no. Oh, what's? Oh, I get it. All right. So
It's
Sam,
actually ERE regardless is how you're supposed to say. It's two words.
E.
An old English word.
Come on,
ERE.
English teacher.
Irregardless, but they got rid of the ear, and then it's just regardless.
There's
now.
no ears in it at all.
No. Or if this is
sand.
this is another one that gets me. At this point in time, you don't need in time after at this point, because if you say at this point,
You're further modifying the. Aren't you just? further
but
modifying?
but it's extra words. If you want to cut down,
Because you could say at this point in the day.
you could say at this point in the. Oh, that's better. Okay, but at this point in time, it means the same thing as this point.
Remember earlier I was talking about it's too early in the morning for math? It's too early in the morning for this stuff, too.
I think we've gone into a Gallagher routine.
No. Speaking of Gallagher, he was on Big Brother. We'll be talking Big Brother in the next
Gallagher
hour.
the comedian?
Really?
2 hours.
Isn't
yeah.
he dead?
No, he's very much alive, but he
He still does watermelons.
yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I love the watermelon bit.
He was smashing all kinds of things on Big Brother last night. Kenny on Ken's Den and I will talk Big Brother.
There's an event you need to stay here for, Sam.
Oh, she's staying for the whole morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, yes.
I told her. I said, if you want to laugh for a constant, pretty much 4 hours, just come in for a Tuesday morning.
Not necessarily.
She's already seen the serious side. She's been on Tina's show.
Oh, you've been on TV
Yes.
show, so that's a different. Does it have this have a different feel than yours?
Yeah.
Already.
Bob and
Yeah.
I were serious once.
Yeah, for about the
No.
first 4 minutes, 4 years ago.
No. I do get serious, and you know how.
Bob,
when
I
I
played
get
back-
serious, you know how serious I
I
get.
played back one of your shows from July of 2014,
Yeah.
and it was amazing how serious you were attempting to be at that time.
You know what's
Really?
fun?
It was
See this,
hilarious.
Now, Sam, this is a script. What I'm holding in my
She knows
hand
she's
is-
seen previous
what,
versions.
Yeah, is what Bob hands us every Tuesday morning. In fact, emails to us usually the night before
Yes.
for us to review so that we're going to know what we're going to talk about. And I mean, it's down to the minute, everything all morning long, what we're going to deal with. Well, by about 6:08 in the morning, it's out the window. We're not even close.
No, we were going to talk about pea soup. I think that talking about Sam and words that we don't like to say.
Pretty interesting.
You know, I like to give people things to think about while they're showering. And that, you know, when you think about it,
You think people have us on in the shower?
No, but I think if they're going to shower and they're trying to think of something to think about while they're in the shower, let's see, what are the words that I don't like to hear or say that are not swear words? I mean, there are some words that people just
Cuss words are
find-
cuss words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 7 words you can't say on TV.
That's
Thank
right.
you, George Carlin.
Yes. Hey,
She doesn't. She had no clue what that was about, Jay.
Yeah, no. Sam is from Wilmington. She's an English major. We love English majors. I was an English major, and we're glad to have you here.
And she is a Scotch.
And
Do you
she's
know
a
what
Scot-
clan? Do you know what clan?
No.
Oh, we'll have to look that up.
Right out. It's a wonderful.
Jay is on the board of directors for the Scottish Festival that happens in Northampton every summer. May want to come back though.
That's an
Enter the
event.
Haggis, good band.
Excellent. So, hey everybody! There on Sunday morning there's a show called Sunday Morning,
Which used to be with
it's a really
Charles Carroll.
Charles Carroll.
Now it's somebody's kid that's doing it, right?
Oh boy, I don't know because it's after 10. It's around 10 o'clock on a Sunday, and so I'm just about getting up. But I wanted to watch it, a part of it this week because they had an interview with Linda Ronstadt. And Linda Ronstadt's got. Do you know who Linda Ronstadt is? You don't, Sam. Oh my gosh, Linda Ronstadt was a huge success as a singer for years and years. I mean, she had Grammys galore. She could sing all kinds of music.
That's because it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah,
Is it 70s and early 80s? She was definitely top 40. A lot of
and then in the
times.
90s,
Are you
she
gonna be
actually
playing some songs?
Yeah, I'm going to play one song by actually two songs
Just
by her.
one. Okay, good.
But developed Parkinson's disease, and she's this great singer. Has a really raspy voice. And she was able to, in the 1990s, she went to the American Songbook, all those popular songs that your grandmother and grandfather sing. And with Nelson Riddle's orchestra. Really wonderful series. She sang Mexican music because she's of Mexican heritage, country, western, rock. All kinds. No, that's not a picture of her. I wish it were, but it looks a little like her, but it's not. But at any rate, she developed Parkinson's disease. Now, for the worst thing for a singer to have, I suppose, is Parkinson's, because you lose your singing voice over the time, and she's not able to sing. And here we have this woman who was her life. And so they had an interview with her because she's got a new album coming out, the CD, because...
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's called Live in Hollywood, and it's a tape of a live broadcast that was supposed to be a special for CBS years and years ago. And so they have the tape of this live show that nobody had ever heard of. Or heard,
except
or
if
seen.
you went there.
Yeah, and so they've.
How hard has that got to be for an artist, though, to know you can't perform anymore and hear yourself performing possibly at your peak?
Oh my gosh, yes, and
I mean, seriously,
it's terrible. She said she sings in her head. She has when she speaks, you can see it, you can feel it in her voice, this shaking, or not so much like Katharine Hepburn, who had sort of like talking, like it was a stutter, sort of like me. It's more of a pain in her voice, or whatever. Yeah. So at any rate, she's got this great album out, and I thought I'd play a song from it. So I'm going to play Willing. The man behind the voice that you just heard, who's about to play the song, is the Kitten of the Keys.
Meow.
Thank you. He is the
oh boy, here we go.
Now, for February, it's got to be alliterative. So as an English major, you could come up. The fabulous...
Begins with an F, ends with a T.
Oh, God. That's the word I can't say. Oh my God, the fabulous friend of February, Peter Coles.
You'll have to work on that.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave it at fabulous friend of February.
How about fabulous forager of February?
Forager.
I go looking for stuff like your music.
Yeah. Airwaves. We got to think of something to do with the air, the radio. The fabulous finder of fast tunes. No, that's terrible. We'll leave it a fabulous friend of February for now. Here's Willing, a song from Live in Hollywood by Linda Ronstadt.
I've been walked by the rain, driven by the snow, I'm drunk and dirty. Don't you know when I'm still willing? Out on the road, late last night, I seen my pretty ass, every headlight. still on my feet and I'm still winning. And I smuggled some smokes and box from Mexico, baked by the sun every time I go to Mexico. Ah, but I'm still, and I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Hatchapee to Tonopah, driven every kind of reef that's ever been made, driven the back roads so I wouldn't get wet. And if you give me weed, white sand wine, and you show me a sign, and I'll be willing to be moving.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. That's what you'll find on Ken's Den, Tuesdays from 8 till 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It's February 5th, 2019. Where is this year going? It's the 6th week of the year, I think.
It was in deep freeze for a month, so that's okay. It's going to warm up today. The birds are going to come out.
Bob, I have a.
I don't even have. I was going to say I don't even have underwear on. I do have underwear on. I don't have my.
People are eating breakfast.
No,
Stop it.
I don't have my thermal underwear on. For last week, I had my thermal underwear on, 3 fleeces, a turtleneck, a T-shirt. And my
partridge in a pear tree.
And that was just and then a coat to wear out when I went out. I mean, it's just terrible that I was. But I'm thermal underwearless today, so that's really kind of cool.
Bob, yesterday I'm up in Malone, New York. Now, if you don't know where Malone, New York is, if you go to the middle of upstate New York and go north until you get to like the Canadian border and stop just before you get there, that's Malone.
That's a pretty good haul.
It's been like below freezing, way below. It's been below zero most of the month of January up there. So yesterday, by 10 in the morning, it's 40 degrees. People are like out in t-shirts. They think it's great up there.
God, yeah.
And I mean, it was a beautiful ride back. I came back through the Adirondacks, Saranac Lake, by Lake Placid, and all of that.
It's all snow.
They've got 3 or 4 feet of snow up there. It's been snowing since Thanksgiving. But the Saranac Lake had just concluded a winter carnival. I had gone up on Sunday and saw it as I was driving up, didn't have time to stop. But it's right on the lake, and they had a huge ice castle built right on the edge of the lake. And I'm going, boy, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's as I went by, it was clearly big blocks of ice. Well, coming back down, I wanted to stop. I got a couple of pictures of it, and I realized that this is blocks of ice they had cut out of the lake.
Yeah.
At least 2 feet thick. And
What?
they chainsawed these big blocks of ice, all exactly the same size, and lifted them out one at a time by like a crane that you'd pick logs out for a log truck. So that's how they did this. It was just so cool. So I would love to have seen the process of them building this. It was, if we had a lake downtown, it would be nice to do on the green, but we don't.
I've got one in my backyard. I've somehow or other I have this seepage.
It's not a lake. That's a puddle.
What? No. Do
you have septic, Bob?
No, I don't have a septic. It's not septic. It's a natural kind of thing. What do you call that when the water level? It's on the way. It's like a stream. Underground. I have underground streams down on the river.
Probably do.
Near the post office there. Yeah, I live across.
By the way,
from
I got a nominee for my nickname, Bob.
What do you got?
I got Fabulous Fireball of February.
Fabulous Fireball.
That's from Carrie.
That's a song.
Throw that one in.
Yeah.
Very nice. The Fabulous Fireball of February.
But Sam and I were talking off air about music and how kids today, and I don't mean to say kid, but how younger folks today find music they like. Now, in my day, there were 2 radio stations in Hartford. There were top 40 stations, and they were AM.
Yeah.
And
What were those?
Everybody, WDRC, and
yes.
WPOP.
POP, yeah.
DRC is still there. POP has been a talk station since the 80s or 70s.
Yep.
But that's what you did. If you're driving up and down the road, kids my age had one or the other station on. So that was our favorite song. Where do you folks...
How do you hear? Yeah, how do you hear music? Where do you
first,
hear
how
music?
do you know what you like?
And where do you play it?
Where do you hear it first?
Sure. Oh, yeah, that's
Where
good.
we hear it first?
Yeah.
That is a good question because a lot of the songs that are like the most popular are played on the radio, but we tend to hear them on social media. Like artists will promote their music, whether it be like Instagram or Twitter, so you hear snippets, and then when they drop it, you go to like iTunes or Spotify, and that's where you hear it first, and then that gets translated onto the radio, so then you hear those music on the radio. But how I found the music I like was just listening to, I guess, I don't know how to explain it, because I don't like pop music. I like country. I like more indie music. I like Frank Sinatra. I like that kind of stuff.
Oh,
yeah. And
You just made a friend.
Yeah, you just made a friend.
I think I'm playing him later on in the show.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I found that through just asking my parents what they like, and like my siblings also aren't mainstream. They listen, like my brother listens to rap, but it's a different kind of rap. My sister doesn't listen to pop. She listens to indie. And I think that's hard. I think it's harder for us to find what we like because we're so accustomed to listening to what's on the radio, and that's
there are
usually
more
pop.
choices too.
Yeah.
You can listen to everywhere. I always wonder where the heck are they writing to? I mean, there are only a certain number of tones in the the American song. Where there's
only one song, Bob. It's just everything else is a variation of that.
Yeah.
Different arrangement.
But,
honestly. Yeah.
So you're discovering music from basically social media and friends.
Yes.
That's how you find it. Once you find a tune you like, you'll download it. So you buy it from Spotify or iTunes or whatever. Okay. And that goes into your phone, and now you're running around with headphones on. Live music.
Yes.
How do you find that? What grabs your interest? I
think it's probably tangential. It's there at a bar if you go to a bar.
Yeah.
Rather than are you going to a concert? Are you choosing to go to concerts?
I will actively choose to go to concerts, but it's not as common as it used to be. Like, I haven't been to a concert in probably a year or so.
Really?
Yeah.
See, concerts now, because that's part of. I'm asking for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But I'm very involved in the concert world and smaller. I get involved in smaller stuff around here, but. Concerts are now big business, and festivals in summertime. Especially for the 20-something crowd. Yeah, they'll put tens of thousands of people out in a festival. What if you had this summer and you could list 3 groups that you would love to see at a festival like that? What would they be?
Well, I personally wouldn't want to be at a festival.
Oh,
because they're really
Security issues.
Well, security issues, but two, it's not as personal as like a smaller venue. Like one of my favorite bands is 21 Pilots. They're more indie. They're not
Yeah, I
like
know they are.
a very mainstream band. I first saw them, I want to say the first time was a House of Blues in Boston, and I could touch like the players. Like I was that close to the stage. I went to see them my senior year of high school, and they were at Madison Square Garden, and that's obviously a bigger venue, but I didn't like that concert as much. I still love them. They're my favorite band.
Because it was so big.
But I was so far away from them. Like they have to put on a show now. It's not just they're playing their music and you get to sit there and like listen. They're like, there's like other acts. They're having to perform for you. There's like streamers and like these like huge lights and stuff. It's just it's less of an experience. I think it's more just noise.
So, what was the name of it?
21 Pilots.
21 Pilots. Yeah, they have a couple of hits.
Yeah.
And so if you were to find a smaller venue around here, what would you like to see? Do you know like local groups from the East Coast, from the Northeast? You don't know?
Not any like local bands, no.
Okay.
What would get you to go to a concert?
A free ticket?
A free ticket?
Well,
if it
that
was
would be
free?
nice. Well, that would be nice. I like outdoor venues. Like obviously most concerts can be outdoors, but like summertime concerts where like there's like lawn seats or like there's like those half shells. Like
Yes,
that makes sense
sure.
outside.
Yeah,
I like
sure,
those. Like
sure.
a more relaxed, like kind of backyard barbecue type vibe where you're listening to the music and you're hanging out. Which I feel like concerts were more back then. Now they're not so much like that. They're a lot different, less relaxed.
How about tribute bands?
I like those.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll listen to those.
Yeah, yeah. What would
how about a Linda Ronstadt tribute band?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, that would really make a good
Well, I'll
evening.
blow her mind again. Pat Benatar. Ever hear of Pat Benatar? No. Okay.
Oh,
See,
my God.
But I've got a line.
Chicago. The band Chicago.
I want to say I've heard them. I couldn't tell you what song.
Saturday in the Park? Song.
No. James Taylor?
I've heard of James Taylor.
Good, because he lives right up the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, have you ever heard of Donna Summer?
Yes.
And who is she?
Disco.
I don't know who she is. I just know the name.
Do you know the name? Okay.
Yes.
So you're going to probably hear a Donna Summer song if you go to the silent disco. Is it happening? It's happening this weekend, isn't it?
This Saturday. You want to have a little bit of fun.
This would be great for students because you get a blast out of this. Listen to this.
Have you ever heard of silent disco?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good, because I thought I was the only one.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, there are four of us right here.
Silent disco apparently is something fairly new in the States, and you go into, you know what a regular disco is, music blasting, lights everywhere. Well, imagine no music blasting. Everybody has headphones on. Now, you can listen, and it's not just one DJ playing the music. There's actually three. So you have three different programs. You don't like what's playing? Well, you just hit a button on your headphone. It goes to the next program.
That's cool.
So whether it's disco or country or rock or anything of any of the above.
Big band music.
No, there's not
There's
going to be
none of that.
No. But I saw some videos once where the whole room is singing, which is really weird because you walk into the room, you see lights flashing and a whole bunch of kids singing, and there's no music. But it's great, and it just looks like a lot of fun. We're going to be doing this weekend, this Saturday.
All day.
All day. Well, it
Is
starts
it an all day?
No, it's two sessions, but 1
sessions.
o'clock
One
and
starts
7 o'clock.
at 2 and one starts at 7.
Okay.
Really?
And,
Yeah.
Yep. And they'll.
So then in the afternoon, you could go and dance in the afternoon.
Yes, Bob, you
This is
can.
right up college kids' alley.
Bob, you never danced in the afternoon?
Once in Munich.
I'm sure there's.
I don't want to know the
story
story for
behind
that one. I
I'm
just
not going to go
don't.
there.
I don't.
No, but that's going to happen over at the shortstop, just down by Walmart.
Okay.
So if you want to learn,
and it's a benefit, so you have to pay
Yes.
to get into
Yes.
this thing.
Right.
It's
Pay
not
to get in.
a great expense, though. I mean,
I think it's $25.
25. Well, I know. I'm not.
It's
just,
a fundraiser for the Children's Museum.
Oh, well, I
Bob.
know that there must be some kind of student price because I wonder if there is a student price. There
I
must
don't
be.
know. So go out to Amelia Park Children's Museum website, Amelia Park Children's Museum.org. Okay. So it's too many words.
It sounds great.
I think
because,
the early one is a little cheaper, Bob.
For those of us that don't like to dance or are just old, you could sit at a table and watch people move.
Yeah.
Basically. With
Bob, I thought you were a good two-stepper.
I'm a really very good dancer. Not
Bring James with you.
Yeah.
James can dance it up.
Oh, James is Broadway. He's on Broadway. My spouse was on Broadway for yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we can talk about that, of course, because she's an English major. She knows everything about Broadway, right?
6:39, Bob. You blew
I know
through the
a little.
6:30 break.
Yeah, so at any rate, so I was thinking of disco, and I was thinking, when you think of a disco number, I love this number back in
And
the
Massachusetts natives to boot.
Oh yeah, 70s. In the 1970s, this woman was the disco queen of all time. And this is the song at the end of the evening. I wonder at the end of an evening in a bar, what song they play now.
I usually play Piano Man.
Piano Man, yeah. But in like in a bar that you might go to.
Yeah. They'd play a Closing Time. That song.
Closing Time.
Closing
That's
Time.
They
Yeah.
do that a lot.
Billy Joel.
No. It's who does Closing Time? Semisonic.
That sounds right. I forget who does it, but
I think it's Semisonic.
Yeah.
Well, back then it was Last Dance, Last Chance for Romance, and so you go out at night, okay, and you're going out hoping you're going to meet somebody, and when they played Last Dance, all of a sudden you started to get desperate. Absolutely, and this song I loved it because it really you were really feeling good, but then the song came on, and you knew that you only had maybe 10 minutes.
It starts out very slow and melancholy, and then it just blows up.
Yeah. So it's Last Dance by Donna Summer. It's just great. Listen to this. It's from Rush Hour, the movie Rush Hour of all places.
The song came first.
The song came first.
Last dance, last chance for love. Yes, it's my last chance for romance tonight.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
Underwriting for community radio is provided by the YMCA of Greater Westfield. Every day, the YMCA strengthens the community through programs and services focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. For all the Y's many programs and services, visit us on the web at www.westfieldymca.org. The YMCA, 67 Court Street in downtown Westfield. We're more than a gym. We're a cause. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning.
Bob, I've used the same ID for 4 years.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just had one of those synapse.
Good morning.
Yeah. That's J-Peg Luca, trustee sidekick, and the kitten over there in
the fabulous Fireball of February.
Fabulous Fireball.
Fireball.
Now that's really
actually
good.
I like that song. It's stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that little hook, and I'll play that every time.
Actually, you know what? I like that.
Yeah.
The
that little hook.
Fireball of February.
Yeah. Peter Coles' intern for this season is a wonderful woman from Wilmington. A wonderful woman from Wilmington.
Oh.
There's nice alliteration, Bob.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Now she's
It
your
all
friend,
begins
Bob.
with W. Yeah. Samantha Rideout. Sam Rideout, right? Is that what
Yeah.
your friends call you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Scotland.
From Scotland. She's
Well,
from
maybe
Wilmington.
way back.
Way back. Well, English major, and she will be with us for the season. She may not be here every Tuesday.
She may enjoy this, Bob. You never know.
I really do.
Yeah. This early?
Yeah, I
This
don't mind
is the
getting
earliest
up.
you don't mind getting up.
No.
What time do you get up usually in the morning?
Well, my classes won't start till 11, so I'll probably push it till 10. But
Oh, good.
She doesn't have to get
yeah,
up,
if I don't
but
have
she
to get
doesn't
up, I
mind
won't,
getting up.
But I don't mind getting up early.
It's important for people who are seniors and for adolescents to sleep as long as
For
possible.
anyone not familiar with a college campus in general, when you get up in the morning and you're walking the college campus before the sun gets up, you're walking it alone.
Yes, you are.
I don't care how big the campus is.
Occasionally you get a walk of shame, but that's about it.
Or if they're doing all-nighters, you do all-nighters.
During finals time, there's people walking around.
Yeah, you're right. Then the library's lit up,
Yeah.
and there's people going, I gotta study for this. I gotta study for this. How much coffee is available?
Do you choose your courses, Sam, when in terms of what time it is in the morning? Because I had an 8 o'clock history class. What was I thinking?
You usually
What was
try
it?
to pick the later ones,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's just
You're
whatever's
forced
available.
into
Yeah.
it. Oh my gosh, I don't think I think I slept. All the idea was get dressed, get to the classroom, get in the seat. Regardless of what he says, I'm gonna go right there. It's like maybe 10 minutes before I'm back into a REM sleep, unless I'm called upon. But this priest. I went to a Jesuit school in Worcester, and the guy was blind, and I pictured. So I said, it's an 8 o'clock class, and Father such and such is a blind man, so consequently he won't know if we're there or not. And I could just say, hello, or he'd do the roll call, and he would call out names, and then anybody in the class could say that they were Bob Pless and they were there.
Yeah.
So we had that deal that we were always present.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It was really
Think about
good.
it.
Yeah.
It's a priest.
Yeah, I know.
His boss knows whether you're there or not.
Sin is the word. Sin. I used to go to we had to go to Mass every day at Holy Cross for
We did, yeah.
Yeah, we had 5 o'clock and then early morning Masses. And they checked whether you were there or not. And you get punished and a letter home if you didn't go to those things. The only day they didn't check was Sundays, so consequently a lot of kids didn't go on Sundays, which was the day that you committed a sin on. But they required you to somehow or other they chant.
I was brought up Catholic, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, every Sunday, that's where we went.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, for those listening who are Catholics,
We're not.
Don't
I'm
take
not,
this,
I'm not
don't take
bragging
this
on
wrong,
it. No.
but it was so stupid. It was. I'm sorry.
Oh no! It was.
No,
I mean, it gave us a good base from which
it's
to
good.
veer.
Yeah,
That's the way I
honestly,
said
it was.
JPEG Luca, that'll be 10 Hail Marys and 4 Our Fathers.
And go around twice on the Stations of the Cross.
Yeah, right. Lie
okay.
prostrate on the altar, and then you'll be
Bob.
fine. No. What? There it is. The word prostrate. You don't say that word. This is another word I don't like to say. Because it gets that reaction every damn time.
And I believe
knock on wood.
Violating the sanctuary
I
and
believe the
everything.
term when you're lying flat is prostate.
Prostate.
No,
that's something.
Oh, did I say prostrate?
Yes. That Bob has the right term.
Prostate.
Prostate is something
Right,
that
and
male
that's
have
why you
problem
don't
with.
like it,
Which one
because
did I
it
say?
sounds
What
like
are you
the other one.
lying
It's
prostrate on the altar.
Yeah, you said that one.
prostrate.
Prostrate.
Okay.
So I think you were right.
Lying
Still, either way,
prostrate
you're
on the-
violating the sanctuary. That's also a sin, Bob.
Yeah. So get this.
Are we sorry we brought this up?
No, wait.
Yes, we
so
are.
I want to tell you who I used to go to for confession. I used to go to this priest who was deaf. Honest to God.
Hard of hearing, Bob.
Hard of hearing. He was hard of hearing. And so I could tell him that I had murdered my mother, and he'd say 5 Hail Marys and see him in the morning.
Standard issue.
That's just wrong.
I know, but it was a way to get through life.
My cousin is currently rolling in his grave hearing this. You know that, right?
Father Swords. He was the president of Holy Cross when I went there. Peter's
For
cousin.
the record, prostrate, lying stretched out on the ground with one's face downward.
Yeah,
Yes, that's what he meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's.
I knew what he meant.
Yeah, Martin Luther had to do that when he was delivering all those things back then. At any rate, hey, so I found the perfect. We're talking about presidential candidates, and it seems like everyone is getting in the race now. I mean, it's just seems like that's all we do is run for
Have
office.
you taken out your paperwork yet?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah.
Bob for mayor.
Yeah, no.
It's a wide open race, Bob.
I know, and Brian, please, I
think
could
we
come
ought-
stay, please stay.
We ought to
Organize a write-in campaign.
A write-in campaign
Our
for
mayor
Bob Plass.
Yeah,
Okay.
Robert
Plass for mayor.
Oh no,
Robert Plass.
No. Our
Esquire.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Our lovely mayor Brian Sullivan, for those in Wisconsin, has announced that he's not running. So suddenly the field is wide open, and also for president. So there was a song by George Gershwin from the Broadway musical. It was way out west. What was the name? Babes in Arms. Okay, and then it became Crazy for You. Biden, My Time. Believe it or not, but doesn't that sound like a great song for a president? Biden, My Time. And this,
You're wishing, Bob.
that's the name of the song. And listen to the lyrics of this song. It's perfect. I'm biding my time, for that's the kind of guy I am. While other folks are setting, I keep something. Biding my time. Next year, something's bound to happen. This year, I'll just keep on napping while biding my time. Biding my time. And this is Nat King Cole. It's also Black History Month. Nat King Cole. This is a great documentary about him on Amazon. You should, or Netflix. I always get those two confused, but there's a great biography. Watch it, and you'll hear him sing, maybe Biden My Time. It's a good presidential idea, don't you think?
I'm biding my time, 'cause that's the kind of guy I am. While other folks grow dizzy, I keep busy biding my time. I'm biding my time, 'cause that's the kind of guy I am. Beginning on Monday, right through Sunday, biding my time. Next year, something's bound to happen. This year, I'll just keep on napping, biding my time, 'cause that's the kind of guy I am. There's no regretting when I'm sitting, biding my time. Give me glass that's full of tinkle. Let me dream like a Rip Van Winkle. He's bided his time, and like that Winkle guy, I'm chasing way flies. How the day flies, biding my time. I'm biding my time. I'm biding my time.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Westfield on weekends. Great show. Well, I can't hear. That's a little presumptuous. Wow, it's Tuesday. Sometimes it's. Oh no, it's Tuesday. Or what's the other one?
Oh no,
Whoops,
it's Tuesday.
Whoops, it's
Whoops,
Tuesday.
it's Tuesday.
Whoops, it's Tuesday. It's an accident waiting to happen. So at any rate, here I am.
Should I play entrance music for the gentleman on the phone, or you want to wait a minute?
No, you could play that music. I want to tell everybody that we're here with J. Pegluka, Peter Coles, Samantha Rideout, and
Now, on the phone, it's Mark Auerbach.
Right. Yes. Wait a minute there, Marco. Let that music.
We can play it on
Yeah. You. He's back there. The chorus girls are walking around. They're fanning and stuff. They're getting into what the Rockettes are now getting into the V, and the doors are opening in the back of the thing. And now, coming from the back of the stage, direct from Longmeadow, it is Mark Auerbach, critic extraordinaire.
Wow, Mr. Plass, what an opening. That's just too incredible for words. I pictured myself when that music plays, I picture myself as Dolly Levi walking down the steps to the pool. But there are no, you know, in Hello Dolly, there are tons of waiters dancing and everything, and there is not one waiter here at the pool with a hot coffee for me.
Hey, I got a story. Poor Carol Channing died. Do you know who Carol Channing is, Samantha? Sam, right out, meet Mark Auerbach. Sam is an intern from Westfield State. Mark is our critic extraordinaire, who is the host of Artsbeat Radio Fridays on WSKB. Okay. And Mark, you can say hello to Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Mark. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, she's been having a good time here, I think.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you have been?
Yes.
Oh, good. That's good news. So, Mark, poor Carol died a couple of weeks back, and we played a thing for her. But you were saying that my spouse, Sam, was in Hello Dolly with Carol Channing for 18 months. And they used to tell stories about Carol, or one of the best stories that had. Carol had a special diet. Did you ever hear about this, Mark?
Well, I did, because the same production of Hello Dolly that your spouse was in, I was working on. I was doing the press for that.
Oh, were you? Yeah.
Because it was produced by Houston Grand Opera, where I was working at the time. And so I saw the contract riders with all the special foods and all that, but she actually took a liking to me. And she thought I was kind of like cute. I was like a gopher. Go for this, go for that.
Oh, sweet.
And all. And in, I guess, 1995,
yes,
when she was 75 years old, brought Hello Dolly to Hartford. And I went with a friend. We just decided to go. I was working as an arts reporter, but I wasn't reviewing shows at that point. And we walked our way backstage, and she remembered me, which took me, by surprise. Because although I had worked on that show for over a year, I really didn't interact with her the way I interacted with her husband, who was her manager.
Was her husband the same? Was it?
His name was Charles Lowe.
And, that's right. He ended up going off and into the sunset with another person.
Well, she left Charles Lowe after that tour of Hello Dolly, or maybe the 1995 one, and she reconnected with her junior high school sweetheart, who she ultimately married. But Charles Lowe was a really difficult man, and he programmed everything. He would be the one in the theater every performance that would start the standing ovations and scream, Carol, Carol. And he would also lead her around because she couldn't see well. And
sure. Yeah, that's the story that I got from James, who said that oftentimes he would have her by the arm or holding her hand, and he would actually squeeze her hand to make her to leave or whatever, and she had the most fun when she was away from him, basically.
Yeah, but the fun
and he ran off with all of her money. Quite honestly,
yeah, he ran off with her money. She was left destitute, basically.
Yeah.
And then this junior high school boyfriend of hers kind of resurfaced. They reacquainted. They fell in love. They got married, and this man was very well-to-do, and he really took care of her in her elder years. He died maybe 5 years ago, but
she.
I've got to say, she was a wonderful person. I loved her.
Oh,
and
man!
The fact that she could remember the name, but the funniest Carol Channing story I tell is every city that she was in, it didn't make a difference where it was. She would get a standing ovation at the end of the show, and then she would do a speech. She'd thank the people. But she couldn't remember what cities she was in. So, it would be beautiful people of Amherst, Massachusetts. When I last played Hello Dolly here in 1977, I said to myself, Carol, if you ever go out on the road again, you make sure you go back and see those beautiful people in Amherst, Massachusetts. And it's beautiful people of Indianapolis. It didn't make a difference where. One night, the show was opening, I believe, in Louisville, and I was there arranging the press. And her mic was on, and she said, beautiful people of, and then she turned to the things, and she said, Charles, where the hell are we? He says, Louisville, Carol, Louisville. Beautiful people with Louisville. It was very fun.
Oh, my God. Well, I've got a similar one because she must have left her mic on a lot. James was dancing as one of the waiters in Hello, Dolly number. And as you said, she comes down this big staircase and there's this big buildup and then she walks down the stairs. And she gets there and there's this pause and then she begins, hello, Stanley. Well, hello, and whatever. And so on this one night, she would eat a lot of broccoli. That was one of her. She was on this broccoli kick for a lot, and that's all she was eating. So she came down the stairs. The big buildup that came down the stairs, and there's this moment where she's about ready to say hello. Well, hello, Stanley, whatever, and she FARTED, and she had a body mic, and it sounded like bombs dropping.
I've heard that.
Have you heard that story?
I've heard that story. There are other stories about her, too, that I won't repeat.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the thing that makes her iconic is she created 2 roles on Broadway, which she will be known for generations to come, because people either saw it or have seen YouTube clips of it, but she created the role of Lorelei in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and she created Dolly. Very few other actors have created roles that are that iconic
and are associated with that actor. I mean, regardless of whether 4,000 people have played. Ben Midler just finished playing Hello, Dolly on Broadway, and everybody, Ginger Roger, everybody played Dolly. Kay Ballard, who just died, played Hello, Dolly. Martha Ray, all these names that you don't know, Sam, but these big women, big divas were playing Hello, Dolly, but Carol Channing will always be Dolly Levi.
It's the same way that Angela Lansbury will always be Mame or Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd.
Right.
And Barbara Streisand is the only person that has been able to play the role of Fanny Brice.
In Funny Girl.
Iconic.
Right. Or Yul Brynner and The King and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
yeah. And Robert Preston and Music Man.
So you have this incredible actor like Carol Channing, who was like a Broadway star for decades. And I think she'll be remembered. I mean, people that have seen her, they've seen her over the years. There are some great television clips of her, and you can find on YouTube. And she was really a one of a kind.
Oh man, she was really, really one of a kind. Now it's 7:07 in the morning, and on a beautiful February 5th. And I don't have a Dolly song, but you know what we did? We have a picture of you at the pool. If you tune in to Channel 15.
That's a live
WestfieldTV.org.
Yeah, that's a live picture, right?
That's a live shot.
Yeah, okay.
You see the goosebumps because it really is kind of chilly out
Oh,
here.
my God.
Oh, come on. It's going to be sunny and 60 today.
I know. It's going to be almost pool weather.
It is. Yeah. You could get one of those mint juleps with a little umbrella there if you talk to the pool boy.
Well, the pool boy doesn't come back to work until Memorial Day. So I'm here on my own.
Oh,
Starbucks delivery today.
Right. Yeah. Do you know where Longmeadow is, Sam, by chance? Have you heard any rumors about Longmeadow? No. Well, good.
Man,
That's big.
They're going to tell you all kinds of lies. It is basically the Garden of Eden.
And you're the Adam over there in the Garden of Eden.
Yes, I am.
I recognize your fig leaf.
God.
No.
I had it's in a Laura Ashley pattern because I'm from Longmeadow, and I ordered it from Amazon. It was same hour delivery.
Oh my God! I ordered a book last week, and it came like 2 days later. I mean,
that's because it was printed in Agawam.
Oh, is that what? Holy
was
God.
it a paperback?
Yeah, paperback.
It was probably printed in Agawam.
Oh my God! I can't believe it's like pigeons are dropping these packages off.
Don't laugh. They got drones now.
I know. I can't. All
right, Bob. We need a break.
Careful with the pigeons, Bob.
Yeah. So at any rate, hey, Ben Platt. Do you know who he is, Mark? Of course
you do. It's got an album coming out this week, I believe.
Yes, it's exactly right. And so I can't play any of the songs from his album. It's a very personal album that talks about loss and love, etc., etc. But all the songs are like 5 minutes long. And so I decided to play a one that I found. You know how much I love pentatonics. Do you know pentatonics,
Yeah.
Sam? Yeah, Wonder, you like those.
I do,
Yeah. Well, pentatonics had a song called Can't Sleep Love, and this combines everything because it's got Clark Beckham, who was on American Idol a few years back, playing the piano for Ben Platt, who's got this great album coming out. And, oh, God, it's got a great name, too, and I can't remember what the hell it is. I'll look it up. But at any rate, Ben Platt, this is a great number called Can't Sleep Love. Do you know this song, Can't Sleep Love?
I don't, but I'm going to learn it now.
You are. You'll love it.
There'll be a test.
Here it is.
Yeah.
I know enough to like make people think I can play bass, and then I leave. It's like, oh man, he could do more. And then pick up. It's like, no, I can't. Like, that's dope, but that's it.
Tell me, am I going crazy? Tell me, have I lost my mind? Am I just afraid of loving? Or am I not loving kind? Kissing in the moonlight, movies on a late night, getting old. I've been there, done that, supposed to be hot, but it's just cold. Somebody wake up my heart, light me up, set fire to my soul. 'Cause I can't do it anymore. Give me that can't sleep love. I want that can't sleep love. The kind I dream about all day, the kind that keeps me up all night. Give me that can't sleep love. Maybe I'm too picky, honey, but I'm not in the world you're in. I'm not in it for the money. Oh, I'm here looking for the real thing. Kissing in the moonlight, movies on a late night, getting old. I've been there, done that, supposed to be hot, but it's just cold. Somebody wake up my heart, light me up, set fire to my soul. 'Cause I can't do it anymore. Give me that can't sleep love. I want that can't sleep love. The kind I dream about all day, the kind that keeps me up all night. Give me that can't sleep love. You know I'm tired of dreaming of no one. I need somebody next to mine. Somebody next to mine. 'Cause I'm dying to give it to someone. Because I can't do it anymore. So give me that can't sleep love. I want that can't sleep love. The kind that keeps me up all day, the kind that keeps me up all night. I can't sleep love. Give me that can't sleep, sleep, sleep. Can't sleep. Give me that can't sleep love. Give me that can't sleep, sleep, sleep. Can't sleep. Give me that can't sleep love. Give me that can't sleep, sleep, sleep. Can't sleep. Give me that can't sleep love. Give me that can't sleep. sweet love. I need you, baby.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning. It's February 5th. It's so hard to say February. Do you have trouble saying that, Mark? I
really don't.
I am the only one that has trouble saying that. Mark Auerbach is on the phone, everybody. He's in Longmeadow at the pool, and he is here to talk theater and all kinds of things that way. Mark, who you got on the show this week? You've got Friday's Art Beat Radio. What do you got?
Well, we've got Matthew Penn, who is the director. And
Matthew Penn? Is that Arthur Penn's son?
Arthur Penn's son. Matthew Penn grew up in Stockbridge. His father was the director of the Berkshire Theater Festival when he was a kid. And he is directing some of the plays of the 10 by 10 New Play Festival at Barrington Stage. So we're going to chat about that. And Sean Farley from the UMass Fine Arts Center is going to kind of preview what's happening this winter and spring.
Hello, she's a hoot.
What's her name?
Sean Farley.
Oh, Sharon. She's a woman.
I love Sean. She's
gotcha.
A great lady.
And Arthur Penn's son. What's his name again?
Matthew Penn.
Matthew Penn. This 10 by 10. What does that mean? 10
by 10 is a great program at Barrington Stage. They produce 10 new 10-minute plays back to back.
That
so it's
sounds
100
like fun.
minutes of theater that you've never seen before.
Uh-huh.
When you think, what can you do in a play in 10 minutes? The reality is you can do a lot. So they're co-directed by Matthew Penn and Julianne Boyd, who is the artistic director at Barrington Stage.
Right.
And they open next week and run through the February vacation week. And some of them are comedies, some of them are dramas, some of them are whodunits, but they're all 10 minutes long.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, gosh. Now, is his father the guy that directed Bonnie and Clyde, Arthur Penn?
That's right. That's correct.
Wow. The Magnificent Seven. This guy is a really great Hollywood director, and the son still lives here, huh?
The son still lives here. He's the head of the Berkshire Playwrights Lab. He directs all over the country. He directs on television. He's known for Law and Order. He's done a lot of Law and Order.
Oh, I've done 3 Law and Orders. I was on 3.
I think he's done significantly
14,000. And he had a bigger part than I did, let's face it.
He's a very gifted director, like his father. And yet he has roots here. So last season, besides having the Berkshire Theater Lab, which produces new works, last season he directed Sister Mary Ignatius Explains It All for You.
Oh, I love that.
Part of the 90th anniversary of Berkshire Theater Group. And you get to see his work on area stages every so often.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a good one. Now, so that's when is that opening? And is it just
next week and runs through the middle or through the end of February at Barrington Stage in Pittsfield.
In Pittsfield, yes, sure.
And there are a couple of other shows worth seeing in the area. One is A Doll's House Part 2 at Theater Works. And most people who have read theater or studied theater know the story of A Doll's House, where this perfect housewife and mother, Nora, walks out on her husband at the end of the play.
Oh,
And
boy, was that shocking in its day when Ibsen wrote this.
Back in its day, it was shocking. And even today, I mean, somebody leaves a spouse with children and says, I don't want anything. You can have a divorce. All I want is my independence.
Right.
And off she goes. So A Doll's House Part 2 takes place 15 years after A Doll's House ends. And Nora comes back to the house to confront her husband and one of her children and the nanny. And Nora is now a real successful writer, but there's some unfinished business she wants to deal with. And so it's kind of a fascinating play.
It's is it a comedy? Well, Ibsen was...
Parts of it are very funny, but I sat there and thought afterwards, if you couldn't wrap this stuff up in your relationship when you left, how do you expect to wrap it up 15 years later? And everybody's lives are changed by her decision. And I found it kind of an uneasy play. But I liked it.
It was on Broadway last year with Laurie Metcalf from the Connors, wasn't it?
She won the Tony, and A Doll's House Part 2 is one of the most produced plays in the regional theaters this year.
Wow. I had no idea. We get to see it, and it's at TheaterWorks in Hartford.
Right. Meanwhile, at Hartford Stage, they have a play called Detroit 67.
This sounds great. It's the year I graduated from college, Detroit 67. What was happening in Detroit in 1967?
It was the riots. First of all, Motown was just peaking, and it was the riots in Detroit. And the play is written by a woman, Dominique Morisseau, who is just won the MacArthur Genius Award. She's written a lot of plays. Her play Sunset Baby was at TheaterWorks a while ago. A play called Pipeline is actually going to be on PBS this weekend as part of the Live from Lincoln Center series. So she's a real up-and-coming voice. And not only does she write searing family dramas, of which Detroit 67 is, but she also wrote the book for a new Broadway musical about the Temptations.
Oh, my gosh, I was just going to say this.
Later this spring.
Yeah, it's called Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations.
Right. So Dominique Morisseau is a voice that people need to hear. And so Hartford Stage is doing Detroit 67. It's a co-production with the MacArthur Theater in Princeton, and it's already played in Princeton. So we're getting to see it probably before it goes to New York.
And so many of the things from Hartford Stage do go on to New York City.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So it's a good opportunity to see something before it goes to New York, and also to get to know the work of Dominique Morisseau, because I bet this Ain't Too Proud, Temptations musical, directed by Des McAnuff, is going to be
the music is going to be really good.
Unbelievable. I bet that's going to be a great show.
Well, the production team are the same people, I believe, that put Jersey Boys together.
That's going to be great, then.
You know, I'm really, I love the music of the Temptations, and I would really like to see this when it opens.
Yeah, it's very good. Hey, talk about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know Charlie and the... Sam, you know Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
It was a book, right? Children's book?
It was a book by Roald Dahl. It was made into a movie called Willy Wonka, and then it was made into another movie called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then it was turned into a Broadway show. That comes to the Bushnell in Hartford. The Bushnell is having a great year. I got to say that last week, the national tour of Cats launched at the Bushnell. It was the second city it played. And the only reason I went to see it is because a young man from Westfield, Nick Burridge, whose brother Josh Burridge is also a Broadway singer-dancer.
Right.
Nick is the dance captain for Cats.
Oh, is he?
Also understudies 6 of the chorus parts. And I had interviewed Nick on the radio, and Nick said, you got to come down and see it. And I'm not a Cats fan.
Have you seen Cats at all, Sam? No. Yeah, no. It's a musical you either love or you hate.
I was a hater, and I actually loved it in Hartford.
You loved it?
I thought it was great. And the unfortunate thing was the night that we went to see it, Nick wasn't in it, which he said happens, maybe once or twice a week. But he's still rehearsing the dancers before the show. The curtain goes up, and I realized that the stuff that's at the Bushnell this year, Cats was the second stop on a tour. Fiddler on the Roof this fall was the second stop on a national tour.
Right.
The Play That Goes Wrong was the first stop on a national tour. And the stuff that's coming to Boston and the other theaters is playing Hartford first.
So tell everybody what a national tour is. Just as we
a national tour takes the Broadway show and usually recreates it exactly as it was and sends it out on a tour of cities across the country.
Yeah, and don't they, Mark, for actors that look and remind people of the people who have played it on Broadway? Isn't that one of the...
they don't, really.
No, they don't any longer do that?
They don't do that. I mean, the guy who played Tevye on Fiddler on the Roof and the tour does not look like, sound like, or act like anybody else who's played the part that I'm aware of. And I don't know. This Charlie and the Chocolate Factory doesn't have any named stars in it.
Yeah.
But they may be recreating the performances, but they're not carbon copies in any way.
Yeah.
And
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had a score written by Leslie Brickus, right?
Right. And this show, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory took two songs from the original movie. One is The Candyman, which is best known because Sammy Davis sang it.
Oh, my God.
And
Candyman, who can bring a sunrise?
This other song's Pure Imagination, but the rest of the score is written by the duo that wrote the music to Hairspray.
Mark Shaman and Company.
And Scott Whitman wrote the score to this show. Now,
and they wrote the music for Mary Poppins Returns as well.
Yeah. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it launched its tour. It was just in Boston, or it's in Boston now, but it's at the Bushnell mid-February.
Hey, I think we ought to play Pure Imagination. Scott Bradley's got a from Postmodern, Postmodern Jukebox, Sam? No, Postmodern Jukebox, you got to go online. They do songs of today, sung as if they were in the 30s, the 40s, Broadway, jazz, all kinds. They're really great. And Scott Bradley is their leader, and he is a really talented pianist. He's developed his own... They became famous on the web first, and now they tour all over the place. And
they come to the Calvin a lot, Northampton.
Yeah, but Scott Bradley himself is so talented. He wants to do his own channel, so he's got his own channel now. And he actually is Peter. You're gonna play this and then come out on it because at the end there's this long thing. So it's a 3-minute. Piano version, Mark, beautifully played by Scott Bradley of Pure Imagination. This always gets me in the heart. It's a beautiful song.
It is a beautiful song.
Yeah? Do you know this? I know this song.
I know the song. I happen to like it a lot.
I love this song. Leslie Brickus, it was known because he worked with Anthony Newley on Stop the World, I Want to Get Off, and The Roar of the Grease Paint. And those were his two big shows that nobody ever heard of now, right? But What Kind of Fool Am I was one of his big shows, big songs from years back. All right, here it is, Pure Imagination.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, and it is February 5th. We're having a great time with Samantha Rideout, our intern from Williamsburg. Williamstown. Wilmington. Yes. Wilmington, Massachusetts.
Somewhere in eastern Massachusetts.
Yeah, somewhere in eastern Massachusetts. We know where Mark is. He's down at the pool. And Mark Auerbach, critic extraordinaire in Longmeadow. And
I have to say it's a little overcast. This is doing nothing. Absolutely nothing for my tan.
Hey, I hear it's going to get sunny, though. It's going to get sunny later on, so you're going to be fine.
It's supposedly up around 60 degrees today, which I think is kind of cool.
Oh, God, help me. You didn't even go down to the pool last week because of the cold weather, I think, huh?
Well, I walked by. Let's put it.
You skated across it.
I drove by it.
You know, sometimes the car is the. I should have thought of that to drive around in the car, because that would have been the warmest place. I live in an old house, Sam, and it was so drafty. I don't know about your house, but I was so cold last week. How was it in Longmeadow, Mark? You know.
My condo was cold. It's drafty, and so the car was the warmest place to be if you were going somewhere.
Yeah.
But I got to say that when I came out to do radio last week, that walk from the parking lot to Ely, it was probably with the wind and the cold and everything. The ice had to be chipped off of me before I could get in the elevator to go up to the third floor and do radio.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You know what I did this week? Of course, this happened earlier this year. We have this hybrid car that has a very low bumper. Mm-hmm. And we continually hit the bumper, the plastic cracks, and we have to get a new bumper. Okay, and it costs a ton of money, except when you go to Westfield Technical Academy, where the guys at Westfield Technical Academy, right down from us here, do it, the students with Roger Corden, and they do this great job. So what would have cost me $1,500 cost me like $400, still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, but I needed to have it done because I had to have my car inspected because my sticker was old. And so it was February 1st. I had to have had it done by January 30th. Turns out that on February 1st, I bring it in, or it's ready on February 1st, Mark. So I had to walk from my house to in order to get the car. And I went for a 20-minute walk on one of these days that was really cold.
Yeah.
And when I got there, they all were very concerned that this old man had walked 20 minutes in sub-temperatures. And it's a lucky that I'm still alive, Mark.
You are very lucky. Don't they have senior vans out there in Westfield for you?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Tina Gorman would have connected me. Oh, my God, help me. Yeah. Ken Stomsky, Mark, just came in the room, and he's wearing a Make America Great Again
just for
hat. Oh, God help us.
Did you bring an extra one for Bob?
No, please, God help me. The state of my union. Honest to God. Oh, God help me. I'm going to need Maalox tonight so badly. At any rate. Hey, Mark, well, let's get back to talking something that will make me happy.
Well, I don't know if we could talk about that on the air.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm reading oh, no, he's given, no, I'm not, I can't wear it. I break out in a rash if I wear that Make America Great hat. Oh, God help us.
Just make them touch it.
Oh, just the thought. Oh, my God. At any rate, so, and we've got a wonderful, everybody, if you're listening to the State of the Union, stick around for the opposite view. Stacey Abrams is a wonderful woman, and she deserves to be heard. And what I want for the State of the Union, basically, is I want honesty. And I want him to tell the truth. I just want him to tell the truth. Now, there are some things that he can brag about, and I'll sit through them. But culturally, he's not helping America. Culturally, he's not helping America.
Hair catches on fire when he tells the truth.
No, and I heard about that. There's this whole thing about his makeup now. That makeup, he now tells people that he likes to do things outdoors because he doesn't look so orange in the sun. This is a man that deserves to be
and then there's
sent out to pasture.
Then there's the Washington Post who has stooped so low to say that because he likes the Patriots, he's going against his political base.
Oh, stop.
That, I swear to God, it's an article out this morning. That's how bad it's gotten.
Oh, all right. Well, at any rate.
Bob, we have bigger issues than President Orange. We're dealing with the governor who's a racist right now.
I totally agree with that, and we also are dealing with a president who makes statements similar to governors who are racist.
See, I look at that differently.
Yeah.
Isn't that a picture of great race relations?
Oh!
They're standing there smiling. Well, you can't tell if one of them is smiling.
Oh.
No, never mind.
Especially,
just let it go.
We're cranking Bob up now.
Oh, no. In February, Black History Month, we do not need to have this problem. He's a Democrat. He needs to step down. He needs, like everybody in America at this time in life, you don't lie and then lie again and make up. Who makes up an excuse about being in blackface by saying, "Oh, I wasn't in the picture, but I did dress up in blackface."
But at the time, But you got to put it. Everybody's trying to put stuff in the context of today. Back then, I'm sorry.
See what I said about just winding them up and letting them go.
You can't. No. But I will tell you this, Pete.
The way I look at it, what he did was wrong. 25 or 30 years ago, it still would have been wrong.
It would have been wrong.
And the thing is, had he owned up to it and said, yeah, that was me, I was foolish, I did something that in today's perspective is wrong, but look at what I've done to further race relations and stuff like that, people might have been a little more sympathetic, although what he did was wrong.
But the lynch mob out there that's not good enough anymore.
Well, no, let me
I don't think you can say lynch.
But the fact that he couldn't own up to something he had done.
No, it's exactly right.
He needs to resign. But the same standard has to be held to both sides. If you're going to make him step down as the Democrat, and they made Al Franken step down before any things went to trial or anything like that,
right.
The Republicans have to be held to the same standard. And obviously, that is not happening on both sides. So the guy needs to go, but he should have owned up to it.
No, I know it. And then he was going to moonwalk at the conference. I mean,
I would have loved to see that.
I mean, it just is beyond belief. And nothing gets me more
I like his
riled
wife,
up.
though. No, I don't.
No,
think
it's
that would be
inappropriate.
No.
Yeah, the wife said, "Leave it. We should have a woman beside us at every point in our careers to keep us on track and to be honest to God, Sam. The world would be a better place. And quite honestly, it's about time that there was a president who had a woman beside them, or maybe a woman president. And we'll go.
That would have been McCain.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
It might have been McCain. Only that was a real ditzy kind of woman from Alaska.
No, it wasn't. She was a very smart woman. She got elected governor.
Oh, God help me. So
just because you didn't agree with her politics doesn't mean she's not smart.
No, I know.
Is
but
there any doubt?
I think Cindy McCain is quite smart.
Cindy McCain is smart. No, they're talking about what's Sarah Palin and that. Oh, God help me! At any rate, 741.
She has a Russian. Started it. She has a Russian connection. She can see it from her house.
I think there's a dossier out there that can prove it as well. At any rate, hey, Mark. In Boston, there is the Blue Man Group. Have you ever seen the Blue Man Group?
I have. To be honest, when I was looking at the rundown for today's show.
Yeah.
I don't go to Boston for stuff very often because when it comes to theater, most of it either came to Hartford or is coming to Hartford, and it's much cheaper to get a theater ticket in Hartford. And
I wondered about that because I saw there's this show called Disney's De Cappella, which is Disney has now got these a cappella folks who are singing all the Disney tunes a cappella, and they're really great. And so I said, geez, that sounds like it'd be fun to bring some kids to. And the price, Mark, $90 a ticket.
Well, beautiful. The Carole King show is in Boston or about to open in Boston. It's coming to Hartford at the end of March. The tickets in Hartford are cheaper than they are in Boston. Then you have to pay the tolls to drive in and find a place to park. And you could spend $50 to park at Copley for a couple of hours while you go see a show. The parking at the Bushnell is free.
There you go. Yeah, you've got to remember that you have to park in Boston.
Yeah. So I rarely go to anything in Boston. They had a Broadway tryout at the Colonial of this musical Moulin Rouge, which is going to open in New York this summer.
Oh, it is.
And next fall, around Thanksgiving time, they're making a new Broadway musical of that movie, Magic Mike, that Channing Tatum starred in.
Oh, my God. Sam likes that one.
Yeah, that's going to try out at the Colonial in Boston before it goes to New York. But really, other than the rare tryouts that come in through Boston, it's much cheaper to see the same show at the Bushnell.
Well, and interestingly enough, Hamilton is now in Boston. Hamilton was at the Bushnell, wasn't it?
Hamilton was at the Bushnell for 3 weeks.
Right.
It may be in Boston now, or it was in Boston before it came to Hartford.
Yeah.
Ticket prices were about the same and hard to get, but wouldn't you rather stand in line at a ticket lottery 25 minutes from home than 2 hours from home?
And have to pay the prices to park in Boston.
Yeah.
And to eat in Boston. That's real true. It's very, very true.
I tend to save my money if I'm going to go do something special theatrically. I save my money and go to New York. Right now through the weekend, it's half price. It's called Broadway Week, and tickets to most of the Broadway shows are 2 for 1.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, through this weekend. And, there's a bargain to be had there. Now with the CT Rail running frequent trains from Springfield to New Haven, they run about every hour. And you can walk across the platform and get on a train to Grand Central. Going to New York is cheap.
So you would go to New York. Would you go to see, because Studio 54 and February 14th, Valentine's Day, is the first preview of Kiss Me Kate, the Cole Porter show.
Well, I would go see, if I could go this weekend, I would go to Encores and see the revival of Call Me Madam.
Which
is a famous old Irving Berlin show that was written for Ethel Merman. One of the reasons is there is this political satirist on YouTube, a guy named Randy Rainbow.
Oh, my God, I saw it. I wanted to play it this week, but it has a bad word in it.
Yeah, it does. But Randy Rainbow trained in musical theater, and he's in the cast of Call Me Madam. So I would have gone to see that. And then I was in New York over Christmas for one day and went to see a musical called The Prom, which I hope gets a Tony nomination or two, or maybe wins an award. It's a very funny, frothy, fun show about a high school prom where this girl wants to take her girlfriend to the prom, and somewhere in the Midwest, and they say, no, you can't do that. And a bunch of has-been Broadway stars come out there to campaign on her behalf. And it stars Beth Level, who was in The Drowsy Chaperone.
Sure.
And
directed by Casey Nicholaw, who did Book of Mormon.
Yeah, and it just was a really fun musical with some great dance numbers in it. The prom dance sequences are hysterical.
Wow.
And it was a feel-good show.
And what the music is that by Scott Shaman? Mark Shaman?
I didn't say the playbill, but it just was fun. The music is not particularly memorable, but it suits the moment.
Sure.
And there just aren't a lot of fun shows out there right now. So this one was kind of like you go, you sit for 2 hours, you laugh, you have a great time, and then you move on with your life.
Hey, if you want a classic, though, Kiss Me Kate is opening, and it stars my favorite Broadway diva, Kelly O'Hara, who plays all of these great shows. Honest to God, I love Kelly O'Hara. She was in Light in the Piazza and King and I and South Pacific, and she's doing that classic role with Will Chase, who's another Broadway veteran. And it opens at Studio 54. And so at any rate, Sam, I told you I'd
there's that, and also there's a couple of other. It's been the Tony Award-winning musical, The Band's Visit.
Oh, yeah, it's closing, isn't it?
Which actually workshopped at Hartford Stage before it went off Broadway. I mean, Hartford Stage owns claim to it.
Yeah.
In a very early version. It's only running into early April, so that's definitely worth going to see.
Sure. Well, I'm going to play the song that was interpolated into the score for the movie version of Kiss Me Kate, and oftentimes is part of Kiss Me Kate from this moment on. Written by Cole Porter, sung by Frank Sinatra, arranged by Nelson Riddle. Great number. This is classic Frank Sinatra. Listen to this great singer, listen to the way he builds the song. He goes from very quiet to really swinging, and this is From This Moment On. Kiss Me Kate starts previews February 14th in Studio 54, where we all used to disco.
It was just one of those things, just one of those crazy flings, one of those bells that now and then rings, just one of those things. It was just one of those nights, just one of those fabulous flights, a trip to the moon on gossamer wings, just one of those things. If we thought of it, about the end of it, when we started painting the town, we'd have been aware that our love affair was too hot not to cool down. So goodbye, dear, and amen. hoping we'll meet now and then. It was great fun, but it was just one of those things. It was just one of those nights. Just one of those fabulous flights. A trip to the moon on gossamer wings. Just one of those things. If we thought of it, about the end of it, when we started painting that town, we'd have been aware that our love affair was too hot not to cool down. So goodbye, goodbye, bye, bye, goodbye, baby, and amen. Here's hoping we'll meet now and then. It was great fun, but it was just one of those things.
One of our underwriters here at WSKB's Community Radio is Carson Center for Health and Human Services, a nonprofit organization located at 20 Broad Street in Westfield. They provided behavioral health and rehabilitation services in communities throughout Western Massachusetts since 1963. There are services for children, adolescents, adults, families, and couples. You can find them on the web at carsoncenter.org or at 413-572-4132.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is February 5th, and it is 2019 as last I checked. And I'm here with Sam, who is our new intern. Sam, you've had a guy. Sam, Samantha Rideout from Wilmington, Massachusetts. Did I get it right?
Yes.
I also got the name of the Frank Sinatra tune I played for you. It wasn't From This Moment On. It was just one of those things, which is also interpolated into Kiss Me, Kate. Hey, and we've got Mark Auerbach on the phone. Mark.
Yes, Bob.
Okay. I'm reading the biography of Bernstein. And it is one of the best biographies I've ever read. And you've got to pick it up. It's an old version of, it's written by a friend of his called Humphrey Burton, the guy's name is. It's a big, long 500-word thing. And I had no idea that Leonard Bernstein, you know who Leonard Bernstein is? No. Oh, well, you have no idea, Sam. Oh, see. This is what the premise of this whole discussion is, I don't think that people recognize who writes Broadway. And I was thinking of composers who have written for Broadway. And I was thinking, well, if I said to young people, who is Leonard Bernstein?
Yeah.
They wouldn't know.
No.
All right.
They
So
might not know, but, this was last year, 2018.
He was his 100th birthday.
Was the centennial of his birth.
Yeah.
Oh. And so a lot of Bernstein music was being performed all over the place. And, of course, the most famous piece of music.
I wondered about this.
West Side Story.
West Side Story. Do you know West Side Story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you say to somebody, have you heard West Side Story? They have, or they probably have heard the overture to Candide.
I was thinking that same thing. I was thinking, what would be the number that people could, the song that people would recognize, most people would recognize, that say, I know the song, but I don't know who wrote it.
America from West Side Story.
I like to be in America.
Or The Dance at the Gym. from West Side Story. There is a recording on YouTube with some South American symphony with Dudamel conducting, where the audience goes berserk during the dance at the gym with the mambo number. And
you probably know this. I'm thinking also, I started to think of, well, what song from West Side Story would be the one that I would remember most? I thought Tonight. But Somewhere, what about Somewhere seemed, there's a place for us, somewhere, a place for us.
Because Barbra Streisand recorded it.
Yes, that's true.
Nobody will forget that recording.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like Cats. The big song from Cats is Memory, which Barbra Streisand recorded just as the show was opening in New York. And that had to have propelled the success of that show.
Yeah, that doesn't happen as much, where somebody records a song from a show that is just on Broadway right now. I can't think of one that's become a hit. Have you, other than songs that have been hits that are in shows like Beautiful and stuff?
You'd be really surprised. I have high school kids that work for me. They all know the music to Hamilton.
Is that right?
It's hip-hop, and they know it, and they know the words, and you hear, no matter where you go. I went into Starbucks last week, and the score of the Hamilton was playing in the background. Hamilton is huge.
I did my workout, my cardio to a Hamilton this week. Honest to God. I did the whole album. I did it in 20-minute segments, so I had 4 or 5 days of Hamilton, and I listened to the whole darn thing. Yeah, really pretty wonderful. You know Hamilton, right?
I know of it. I haven't listened to it, but
It's a really wonderful score. But for instance, Mark, do you we'll pass by some names of people. Tell me whether they've written Broadway shows or not. Phil Collins.
Yes.
Yes.
He wrote Tarzan.
Tarzan. Okay. How about, we know Carole King. Do you know Carole King, Sam?
Carole King didn't write for Broadway, but her music is in the musical beautiful.
Beautiful.
And she's a terrific writer.
Yeah. How about Elton John for Broadway? You know Elton John?
Yeah, I love him.
Oh, you love him? Mm-hmm. So he brought Broadway shows. What Broadway shows, Mark?
He wrote Billy Elliot, which will be at good speed this year. He wrote Aida.
Yes.
He's written others. I just saw one, The Lion King.
Yeah. I'm going to throw you for a real loop here. Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow's never written a Broadway show, but he wrote a show that had aspirations to Broadway, called Copacabana.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, he did write a show around that song?
Yeah, there was a show, Copacabana,
okay. He wrote it, it was in London, and never came across the Atlantic.
No, not at all. The Mark Shaman, we don't know. That's a name we don't know, yet he's written Hairspray. Oh. You know Hairspray? Yeah. And he's written this Prom. No, he didn't write the Prom.
He wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Aha! And Mary Poppins Returns. Have you seen Mary Poppins Returns? No. Oh, no. You've got to see.
I heard it's good.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that cartoons are the place where musicals are being made now, aren't they? In a way. You, Mark? Cartoons as musicals.
I will eventually go see Mary Poppins Returns.
Oh, please do. Oh, I got it. So we could talk about it, because I love Mary Poppins Returns. But it's really interesting if you think about it. How about Cyndi Lauper? Did you know? You know Cyndi Lauper? Yeah. She wrote a Broadway musical.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I know what it is, too.
Kinky Boots.
You do?
Kinky Boots.
Yeah, Kinky Boots. Yeah. Great movie that's turned into a Broadway musical.
Mm-hmm.
There is another person, Sarah Bareilles.
Sarah Bareilles wrote Beautiful. Waitress, which is coming to the Bushnell this spring.
Oh, we got to see that. You know Sarah Bareilles?
Mm-hmm.
Can you name a song by Sarah Bareilles, Sam?
Love song?
Love song,
that one,
And she wrote the song Brave.
Yep.
Yeah, and another song called Armor that is now making its way up. Mm-hmm. But she wrote the music. This is based on the movie Waitress.
Okay.
And that's coming. So we have a lot of choices. But Bernstein, then. And it's not Bernstein, it's Bernstein, isn't it? Leonard Bernstein. Is that right?
You're correct.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Stein, but Bernstein. And Bernstein, believe it or not, his father had the largest beauty products business in Massachusetts when he was growing up, and throughout the country. Well, one of them, this guy, that's where he made all his money. And he's very connected to Tanglewood and Boston. He grew up in Boston. He went to Boston Latin School and Harvard. And then he went on to write and conduct. Great conductor, great composer, Leonard Bernstein. You'll never forget the name now.
No.
Leonard
I
Bernstein.
remember seeing him at Tanglewood. There was a birthday celebration for him. Right, not too long before he passed away, and conducted his final performances at Tanglewood. But it was an all-star tribute to Leonard Bernstein, and it ended up being on great performances. And I was sent out there. I was a cub reporter, and I never got to meet him, but I was mesmerized because the press room at Tanglewood was one of the few places one could smoke. And Lauren Bacall was there to do a tribute as part of it, and Lauren Bacall was in the press room chain smoking away. And it's the first time that I was ever really up close to a star.
Oh, my God. What a star. I've got a story. It's too long to tell about Lauren Bacall and I. We'll tell it sometime. But, hey, Mark, it's 8:02 in the morning. We've had a great morning here. You've got some great guests on your show this Friday. Tell everybody
again. 8 o'clock on Friday, actually every Friday, 89.5 FM WSKB.
Right, and we can read you in the Westfield News.
Yeah,
who are your guests on Friday? I'm sorry, did I cut you off there?
My guests on Friday are Sean Farley from the UMass Fine Arts Center.
Right.
And Matthew Penn, the director, who is part of the 10 by 10 New Play Festival at Barrington State.
Wonderful. Hey, everybody, I'm judging the spelling bee for the school system of Westfield. That takes place at Devers Stage here at Westfield State this Thursday evening. It's at 6 o'clock. And if you want to come down and see some great spelling, it's a really fun thing to see all these kids spelling. So that'll be great. And there's a silent disco for Amelia Park this weekend happening. And also it's Valentine's Day. So get your Valentine. So we started our morning with Linda Ronstadt singing. And this is Linda Ronstadt's version of My Funny Valentine. You got to play My Funny Valentine on Valentine's Day. This is a great version, Linda Ronstadt. Hey, everybody, get out there and volunteer. See you next week.
Behold the way our fine feathered friend his virtue doth parade. Thou knowest not, my dim-witted friend, the picture thou hast made. Thy vacant brow and thy tousled hair conceal thy good intent. Thou noble, upright, truthful, sincere, and slightly dopey gent. You're my funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. You make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Still you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open minute to speak. Are you smart? Don't change your hair for me, not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day.
Support for the community program